Alright, so I know I'm taking forever to edit shit, but I am currently worshiping, celebrating the holiest month, Maytroidvania. It's something I started in 2020 when I was working from home, had a bunch of free time, and I just decided to spend the month streaming Metroidvanias. It's kind of all I want to do now, but it's still a celebration. So this is just kind of like a little montage compilation of quick reviews of stuff I've tried out this month that I haven't fucked with before. Let's get into it.
I pledge allegiance to the map and the items that let me complete it, and to the developers for which we stand, Super Metroid, Alucard, indivisible, with double jumps and progression for all.
Okay, so Birdsong is a single-sitting Metroidvania about learning to fly. It was done in 2015 by Daniel Linson for Ludum Dare 31, and it's kind of got like a Game Boy style to it. It has a super interesting gimmick, which is that you can see the entire map at once, but there's like a fisheye zoom in on your character while you're playing. And the thing that I think is really cool about that is there's a lot of times where, because the immediate area around you is sort of zoomed in and distorted, you have to like take a step back to really figure out what your plan is. All the upgrades are, the whole game is run and jump, so basically you jump higher. Now I can jump higher. Double jump, wall jump, and eventually you make your way up to the top after you get all these gems. I think the only thing I didn't like about it was the music. It's this sort of like droning, ominous ambient that does not really fit the tone of the game to me, or it changes the tone of the game into something that is not as fun. But it's free on itch, and it took me like a little bit under an hour to get through, and I definitely think it's worth checking out. B.i.O.T.A, I fucking hated this game. I only played about half an hour. I didn't care. I'm probably gonna go back to it because I can't refund it because I bought a Steam key. It just feels like every retro game that does not need to be made. It's just run, jump, shoot. The enemies just kind of patrol and like don't really notice you're even there. They just are constantly on. One of the main selling points of the game was how many palettes you could switch from, which I don't care. Ooh, this is hard to look at. And on top of that, a lot of them looked pretty similar. 90s, that's obviously Game Boy, but there's also like, that looks like Game Boy to me. That kind of looks like Game Boy. That looks like Game Boy. That looks like Game Boy. A couple things that really bugged me. One of the palettes, or maybe all of them, honestly, has the same. There's a window in the background that's the same. It's the same color as what are your bullets, so you can't see what you're shooting. The other thing is that all the sound effects are like retro 8-bit style, except this like gross spitting sound that almost every enemy makes. This like quiet, squishy, spitty sound. I do not like that. It's super gross. I don't want to play this anymore. If I do, it's probably going to be off stream, and it's probably going to be out of anger. So I do want to throw some content warnings out for Fearmonium. There are themes of familial abuse and also clowns. I don't know how much of that I'm going to get to in this little review, but I want to throw it out there in case you're thinking of playing it. So Fearmonium came out in 2021. It's by Red Black Spade, who also did Reflection of Mine and Cat Maze. You play as a phobia, and you're trying to help Mommy, Lady Depression, take control of this young boy's mind. There were so many things about Fearmonium that I didn't like, but I could not put this game down. The concept is really cool. I feel like the story is not well executed. It's kind of dark and edgy and emo, kind of cringy, honestly. Mother didn't ask me where I'd been out of interest. Tomorrow she'll have to tell him why his little idiot stepson wasn't here all day. Only having her around for him to pick on isn't enough for him. The cutscenes look like they were done by someone who has not spent a ton of time doing art. The game itself has this sort of like MS Paint version of Cuphead look. I feel like a lot of the problems with the story are probably that it's a Russian game, and at some point the translator came up in the end credits and I said, English copy editor, Natasha Libatina Argyle, did a bad job. But this game is just super fun to play. I feel like there's a constant flow of progression. There's a huge amount of upgrades and abilities and just new things constantly. The soundtrack is like hit or miss, but when it hits like a fucking truck. The track I'm playing right now is from the final boss fight, and I just would pause it and listen to it and groove to it. I just really enjoy this game. I'm probably going to do a bigger, in-depth review for it later. But yeah, I love it. Fearmonium. So Dreaming Sarah is like a super gentle Metroidvania. There's no combat. It's all exploration. I loved it. Took me about 2 hours to get through. It's extremely surreal. There was some point where I was playing and I realized that I am in a haunted house that I got through a portal inside a mine that was down a well inside a sandcastle. It has pretty cool, like, unique abilities, like an umbrella to help you float. You can shrink down. There's some glasses that let you see stuff that wasn't there before. I feel like this game constantly had me saying, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? What? What is happening? It's not a very long playthrough. If you got the itch bundle for racial equality, it's in there. It might have been in some other ones. Like, honestly, look up this game on itch and just see if it's in one of your collections, because it might be. Last up for this video, we got Böbl, a very cool NES demo game. It was made in 2019 in a month for the NES Dev Compo. It's made by MorphCat Games, who also did Super Bat Puncher, if you're familiar. You basically play as a bubble. Everything's wet except when it's not. Your movement is submerging yourself so you can pop up out of the water. There's upgrades that let you sink deeper or let you not pop when you hit the ground. There's cute little ducks scattered around to collect that you can randomize if you want. It's a very quick, well done little game. I had just tried out this new NES Metroidvania called Mothorn before I played this, and I could really feel the difference between someone that wants to make a game for the NES and someone that wants to make a game that shows what the NES is capable of. A really good example, and one of my favorite things about this game, is just how good the ripple effect looks on the surface of the water. It's just beautiful. It's a free NES ROM that you can grab on itch. You can throw it in an emulator. I used my Mister, played great. Looks great, sounds great. There's literally no reason not to check this out. Unless you hate Joy, which is understandable at this point. Well, I hope you enjoyed all that. If not, I get it. I'm gonna keep making these videos, gonna keep streaming. You can follow me on Twitch, Sassyvania. And I hate the whole begging to like and subscribe thing. Really all I want right now is to be able to change the URL, so if we could get a decent amount of subscribers, that's all I really care about at the moment. Other than that, I'm just having fun. But thanks for watching. Mwah.